Hey there, it's Stacy and I'm coming to you from Southern Mississippi, and tonight we're going to do a tarot reading for the sign Gemini. So I have several different types of cards that I read with, and the first one is just your typical deck. The second one is a Hermetic Deck, which is based on the laws of alchemy. And the third one is a Narcissist Deck, in case you might be dealing with someone who's difficult. The Narcissist Deck is kind of like the problem in the deck or the issue that you might be dealing with, and how to overcome it is the Hermetic Deck. Alright, so we're not going to do a full reading, we're just going to do what crosses you, your immediate future, and the truth revealed, and your final outcome. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is cut the deck. I just pulled one from the top, and the first one is the Four of Wands, and this is heralding a huge celebration. It says there's been a triumph and there is more work to be done. So the good news is there is stability, joy, and balance, and there may be a promotion, a wedding, or a birth. Okay, so something huge, something great is coming, and there's a lot of hard work to be done to accomplish it. There may be something big coming your way, Gemini. Alright, let's go with the Narcissist card next. So we'll go with the basic idea of what's going on, and then throw in there an issue, and then the Hermetic Deck will give us some truth. Alright, I gotta shuffle this one because it's extremely difficult to shuffle. It's flappy and it gets a little nonsensical repeating. There we go. Okay, I think I got it good. Let's cut it. Ooh, okay. So the Four of Wands is talking about celebrations, and the issue at hand is control issues. So there may be a lack of communication or something that could be causing that. Control issues can come from narcissistic people. It can come from, I always think of work, but you may have family or friends or neighbors. Who knows? Somebody's always trying to change your route and put a spin on your everyday. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the next card. So this is your answer to the situation. Alrighty. The law of vibration. So it sounds like musical. Of course, music is going to help you to overcome. It just makes you happy as long as you're listening to fairly good music, not toxic music. Sometimes even toxic music can help you get some anger out, but I don't recommend it. If you're trying to stay positive, listen to good, happy music. Alright? But the law of your vibes. You are your vibes. If you're walking around with negative vibes, it's going to affect you. So make sure that you're staying positive and putting out good vibrations. Okay, you know I had to say it. Alright, next. Alright, with the next card we have the King of Pentacles, which is the resolver, sacrificing, proud. He does not like to be embarrassed. I've got this one recently a lot. All right, a protector, a mentor, one to take charge. All right, so whatever the situation may be, the King of Pentacles that's in your life, whether this be your husband or your lover, it could be you. It could even be a woman. Someone is going to take charge and take control and help you out, says the resolver. Alright, so maybe there's some unresolved issues if we're getting that card. And with it, we're going to pull the Narcissist card first, which is the opposite of what I usually do. But I like the problem and then the reaction, or what to do. I feel like it's guiding you better to do it in that order. So the next one for the Narcissist card is, distance. And the law of polarity. All right, so you may be having some distance between your King of Pentacles. It could be just circumstance. I definitely am away from a lot of people that I love most of the time, and I have been for a long time. So it may not be travel. It could be that you're just not able to see each other because somebody's got to watch the kids, somebody's got to watch the other adults that need assistance, elderly caregivers. We are, some of us. All right, the low polarity, the law of polarity is everything is dual, everything has poles, and everything has a pair of opposites. So this situation here, we have a resolver, someone to resolve a distance issue, and there's a balance that has to be taken into account for, okay? Alrighty, and let's go on to the next card. We have, oh, my favorite, Earth signs. Alright, so of course I'm an Earth sign. Is my Gemini an Earth sign? Well, yes. No. What is it that we have the same planet in common. I see. Okay, so Earth signs, Saturn and Taurus, and this one right here is the farmer whose crops won't grow. Okay, so this is someone who is striving and literally working themselves to death, most likely, but for some reason their crops are not growing. All right, this is losing control of the situation. So control issues was the first Narcissist card that we got, and this is not a Narcissist card. It's just the Seven of Pentacles, which just kind of shows a man, and he's in the garden, and he's got his shovel, and he's put all of his money is out here, and he's put it towards these crops, and now he doesn't have anything, and he can't even reap what he's sown. So that's a real issue. You should always have a backup plan if you know that your crops might get flooded by a hurricane. Always good to have a backup plan, okay? The next card is oof, my ear. Sorry, my ear's itching. I gotta flip it up. Relational. Alright, so relational is not, it's definitely about relationships, but someone relational is like someone that you have something in common with, or a situation that relates to another situation. Okay, so you might have this person whose crops that won't grow, it might not be you. It might be somebody that you love. And this is revealing the truth. This is the section of the cards for hopes and fears, and it's a revealing of the truth. So maybe this person doesn't want you to know that their crops aren't growing. Relational situation is, make sure that you're building your relationships so that you can find out if the crops are growing or not. I do know this feeling very, very well. And with the Hermetic card, what's the answer to this issue? Mentalism. So mentalism is more than just mind games or manipulation. Alright, mentalism is paying attention to subtle things that the people that you love and talk to regularly do and say. It's on another level. People's mannerisms, just noticing their little tics, and then you'll know if something's wrong with your fellow employees, your lover, your boss, the people who really impact your life. They may literally just be trying to leave their trouble not to burden you. But if you want to help somebody, back to the relationship card, right? And the crops that won't grow. So the final outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. Alright, the Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign, and upright is a generous entrepreneur, talented mood, where people nurture, helping others succeed so that you can receive, so that you can also receive. So this is like share the wealth, okay? Which I kind of feel like definitely a lot of people have shared the wealth with me. Thank goodness somebody cares, right? But others really don't, ever. But the Queen of Pentacles, here she is, she's so happy on her throne, and she's holding her money, and she's good, she's ready to go. That's her final outcome is, let me see what kind of narcissistic issues might be coming your way. Alright, so with the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, not just Virgo. Alright, I don't really know that many people that have some of these signs. So some of these people, like, you read about it and it means something, but then if you meet someone and they actually describe it, it changes the meaning for you, because then you can remember it. But a lot of these signs I don't really know that much about. But the next card is emotions, okay? So I have been really feeling like in my emotions a lot lately. And especially whenever you've got some really crazy moons that are strong signs, like the last Aquarius moon that we had, that really kicked my butt. I was so emotional. I had like a all-day hissy fit festival. But there's a lot of things that you can do to control your emotions that have to do with eating. For example, you can control your hormones through not eating that much dairy. Dairy has a ton of estrogen in it, and it can make you easier to manipulate, which is funny because that's the card that we used right over here. Maybe the manipulation card isn't about recognizing other people or knowing, it might be about recognizing yourself. So with that being said, let's pull the next card. Alpha and Omega. So the Alpha and Omega is the beginning and the end. Alright? And with the emotions, and the Queen of Pentacles, earth signs. You know, earth signs really remind me of getting grounded. I am a Virgo, and I feel like getting grounded is so important. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go sit on the ground or walk around without your shoes on. There's a lot of things that you can do just putting a pen to paper. You know, you can draw, you can paint, you can go put your feet on the ground if you don't have ants. You can get you a hot bath. There's a lot of things that you can do to get grounded, and it will help also to control emotions. And then the Alpha and the Omega card is just, you know, that's everything. That's everything in between. That's from the very beginning to the very end. Alright, so the Alpha is also has a lot to do with like marking your territory and making sure that people know who you are. And that goes back to this other card over here about communications, the vibes, putting out the vibes. And we're going to grab a couple cards to solidify this. From the Oracle deck that I made. It's just totally from scratch. Alright. Number 1, reconciliation. Alright. You might be struggling with reconciliation from a family member, from a friend. This one's pretty deep. Resentment. Resentment can destroy your inner peace. Alright? So reconciliation and resentment are right there BFFs, right? If you need to reconcile something, you're probably resenting someone because of something they did. Let's see what the next card says. Your perspective will change. And let's give it one more. This one keeps coming up, okay? This is too funny. Needs a new adventure. I have to 100% agree. I feel like we all need a new adventure, and that might just be exactly the spark that your soul needs right now. I hate to sound like a broken record if anybody does watch multiple videos of mine, but if it says so, and I'm feeling it, then it must be true, because I think that we've all been really, you know, just bunkered. We're hunkered down, and a hurricane's on the way. If you live here locally, you're right in the trajectory of 2 big hurricanes, and I don't know if this is bringing back any kind of deja vu for any of you in New Orleans, but alright, so for those of you who stayed to the end, I'm going to tell you a little story about what happened on my property today. Okay, so this is totally crazy. So I hear something outside, and I'm thinking that could be some dogs, right, on my property tearing up my yard. So I run out there, and there's absolutely nothing out there under the trailer. So I look, and there is a man running away from my house. I'm looking down, mind you, to see if my kitties and my animals are okay. And there is a man on my property. He has a stick over his shoulder, like this, and it's got a huge stick, okay, and it's got a huge snake wrapped around it. And I am not kidding y'all, that snake was this big around. This big around. I'm talking about, I thought it was one of my neighbors, right? So I'm like, hey, thanks. And he's like, oh, hey, I just come out of the woods. I'm lost. And I'm like, oh, he's like, where are we? And I'm like, so-and-so is such and such about a mile up the road. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. And he starts walking down the road like Huckleberry Finn with a snake wrapped around a stick. And I am talking about a big snake. And I can't even tell if the snake is alive or if it's dead. And I'm like, okay. What the? Alright, I just did not know what to do about that. Okay, I just shut the door and I was just like, lock. Poor guy got lost in the woods. So the funniest part about this, the most ironic part about this, is I have notifications for my day off of things that I need to do. And paint is one of them. Exercise is another one. But the most important is write my book. That Stephen King told me that, to write every day. So I actually only schedule it for my days off. But I'm over here sitting at my desk, and I finally have gotten my father-in-law calmed down, because he's got dementia, and he's really, been out of shape most times. He is just confused. He doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know where he's going. So finally I get him calmed down, and I'm like, I've got writer's block, and I'm just trying to name my chapters. And then this dude walks up out of the forest with a snake on a stick. I swear I can't make this up, okay? I'm not making this up. So then I pull up my book, and I'm start writing in my characters. One of my favorite characters is a Maddox. Okay, I had to tell y'all that because I have been writing this book for like 10 years, and a lot of different weird names that I did not know anybody with these names at the time. Now I know people with these names, and it's strange because I don't know if it was meant to be or what, but I just wanted to tell you some of those strange adventures. Anywho, my next chapter in my book is Lost in the Forest. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, this is long. I have to cut it short. Good night. No. I have a couple more cards. Number 1, positivity. Number 2, manifestation. If there's something you're holding back, you need to work on manifesting it. Wish upon a star. And meditate. Alright, I gotta shuffle these babies a little bit more. Let's shuffle it and give you one more just because that one was a repeat. But meditation is important, and I've said it before, and I will say it again. Put yourself first. Holy One. Alright, so look up to the Holy One, meditate on Christ, and all will be good in your world, or whoever you believe in. Okay, good night.